Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Well, good morning. Nick Collier here, and today we got a little shorty to do here. This customer wants me to make basically an aluminum donut. Well, it's more like a disc brake, and you'll see later where we're going with this. But I've cut one out. I cut a blank out so far, and we'll just get started. Hey, let's go. All right, first thing we're going to do is get ourselves all set up here. And I think I'm going to start with the one that I kind of half did here the other day. And it's going to sit in here like this. And I'm sure we're out of whack here, of course. Oh yeah, by about a mile. All right, let's give it a try from there and see what we come up with. Okay, our undercut is just a little off. So we're going to drop that down a bit and then bring up the head. Okay, so we've got it yelched and it is hot. So we're going to let this baby cool off a bit before we start taking some real measurements. So we're going to let that calm down and we'll come back. Okay, next stage in this whole mess is broaching a 14 millimeter wide keyway. So, and I'm about a quarter of the way through the second pass, which means that I put a shim behind it, and this is my final shim. So I've got one more to do after that, and we're just going to crank on this thing because that's all we can do. There we go. Make sure we're not hitting the support blocks, and we're not. Okay, so we've got our keyway cut. Take our block out, and there's the keyway. Just what we want. All right, well, let's go to the next step. Well, Nick Collier here, and I have got a project here that is driving me absolutely nuts. This setup here is probably the most complicated setup I have ever done. And we'll bring you in close and show you how it happens. And I probably spent, I don't know, two and a half hours this morning getting this thing to the place to where I have all the fixtures and all of the clamps and everything all set up, and I drilled my first one. Now we're going to do the second one. It'll be a lot easier, of course, but it's still going to be complicated. I'll bring you in and show you what we got to do here, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but if you can see that we have a key here, and all of my drilled holes are in line with that key. So I have to set up the key at a 0, and then come across, actually I start at 90 and then come across 20 degrees and come across 80 degrees and 100 degrees and 80 degrees and 100 degrees. So what we have to do is first we have to center the rotary table, then we have to center this to the rotary table, then we have to square up the keyway, and then of course since we've squared up the keyway we've got to come back and recenter the rotary table, and then of course once the rotary table is recentered, or I mean not the rotary table but the piece is centered, then we got to come back and set up the keyway again because everything gets tweaked just a little bit. And I must have did that 6 times before I actually was able to succeed. Hopefully this time it's going to be a little easier, but we don't know. And we're going to get started, and hey, follow along. I'd like to say I'm going to have fun with this one, but my God. Okay, so we've already centered our rotary table, and we brought our table down to 0. Is it at 0? It's not at 0. Okay, we're going to take it to 0. So we're at 80, 70, 60, 50. 0. Okay, and then the keyway needs to be rotated so that it's somewhat close to perpendicular to the table, something like in there. We're going to go ahead and do our check the circumference first, or the center of the piece first. Let's slow down. There we go. And we're off, but not too bad. All right, let's just give it a try here and kind of tap it around a little bit until we think we're going to get closer. Oh, that's further away. There we go. So now we're about 60 or 80 off. A little less. Oops, too much. Here it's starting to scrape, so we're going to drip a little bit of oil right on there. Too much. Bring it back. All right, that's close enough for now. We'll take that out, and now we're going to come in and set our center with the keyway. And the absolute only way I could figure to do that was, I mean, I'm sure there are other ways, and I'm sure I'm going to get some notes saying that what other ways there are. But this is the way I'm approaching it. We're going to take our coaxial out. We're going to drop our keyway, or our broach, in, which gives us a lock on the keyway itself. Oops, let's take this down a little bit further. There we go. And now it wiggles back and forth a little bit this way, but it will not wiggle this way, twisty way. So, put a dial indicator on this baby. Bring it on out. And I can already see we're off. by about a mile. That's closer. Yeah. Okay, we're going to twist just a little bit more. So we're about, let's get this thing up. Oh, we're a good 20 still out. Try that. Now we're about 5. Now we're about 5. There we go, we're sitting at about 3. So that's good for that. Now, come back. Put our coax back in. Take everything back to 0. There's 0. And we're off just a little bit out here. And second 0. Oh, I know. This goes up. We gotta tighten that. Bring the coax down just a little bit, and let's see what we got. Hey, we're pretty close. I think we're close enough that I want to just kind of tighten these bolts up just a little bit. So we're down to about 5. There's about 2. There it is exactly. I'd say it's a half out. And they gave me a half, or they gave me 1/1000 slop, so I'm good. Now, we're at 0. We're going to try the center one more time. All right, let's try her. Come up just a little bit. All right, we're 4 5/1000ths out. So, which way do we want to go? Now we're 10 out, so I went the wrong way, of course. All right, you can't see it, but we're about 2 out. And I can live with 2. Coax again. Bring the table back to center. There we go. All right, now we try to hit it totally square on so it doesn't tweak it. Sitting at about 1 thou. Certainly can live with that. One more try with the broach. Okay, we're zeroed out here, and we're zeroed out this way and this way. So we're set to go, and we're dead center, so we need to come out 3, 4, 8, 7 from here to there. And let's go ahead and do that. Four, 8, 4, 8, 7. That drops us right there. We need to flip this around so that it's up there. And that's going to be easy. Oh man. So 180. There's 180, and then from 180 we come back 20, 70, 60, and that should be our first hole. And I believe it is. So now, unfortunately, my block is in the way, so I'm just going to drill about 3/4 way down. All right, from there, we go around 80 degrees. Drill another hole. From there, 100. And once again, we're sitting on top of our block, so we're just going to go in about 3/4 of the way. And 80. All of that for 4 holes. We'll be back.